In my first 2 years of high school, I rode with a neighbor boy, Melvin Page.
Your cousin.
He had an old Model T Ford, and in those days, they didn't bother to buy Prestone. You put kerosene in the radiators, and every time it would get warmed up, that thing would get hot, and boy, it would knock you down, the smell of it. But anyway, it was a touring car,
Give the year.
and we were going to go home, and my Aunt Alice and my Aunt Ethel were in town, and we were supposed to take them home. So we put the two women in the back seat and Melvin and I in the front, and we got out to what was called Clink's Hill, which is the first big hill out of town. And we got almost to the top, and she stopped. So we went back down that hill. But the trouble was that time that the girls was so heavy in the back, and it was a gravity-feed gas tank, and she couldn't get no gas anymore. So we turned the car around and we backed up the hill, and we got home anyway. The first car I had was a 1923 Chevrolet Coupe, and that was a 4-cylinder. And my dad bought it for $50, and that's the one that I went to high school in. But it was a dependable old car. I could go out there when it was 20 below, and the thing would start right off. And then the next car I had was a 1932 Chevrolet, and that was a really nice car and a beautiful car. And the next one I had was 1936, and that's the one I had when I was courting Mary.
And it had a rumble seat in it. And I thought that was a pretty nice car. And I think you had a radio in it, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
We had a radio in it. And of course, we were poor. We had a car, but we didn't have a radio in our car. And I thought, boy, that sure is something.
And one time I went away on a trip with my folks, and I left her with the car. And when I came back, she was riding up and down Main Street, and all the boys were following her. So I didn't think that was the best idea.
Three carloads of boys were following.
She had several boyfriends in those days. I don't know, I must have just been the lucky one.